So I'm contemplating how to tackle this project. I've got time. I don't really want to start until probably in about 6 months' time when it becomes our autumn. But it doesn't stop me from tinkering. And so what I'm thinking is, okay, how am I going to tackle this project? I'm starting to already make a mess. You can see that I've got all this, tooling and whatnot on the tables. I've got parts that I've already taken out from inside the Rover, such as the door, the trim, and so on. Bit of the dash that I've already started taking out, and I'll do a bit more on that later on. But so I'm collecting all these parts now. I can hardly move between the vehicle and the tables. And over here, I've got more parts. These are the replacement doors that I'll need to recondition, and some panels there. Remembering that, unfortunately, these panels have been flared, both the fronts and the backs, and the doors have been cut. So effectively, I need to replace all the panels there. I've got a new, or not new, but a much better condition rear window of my friend. And to replace this one, that is typical issue with these, that they just effectively rust to nothingness. But anyway, like I was saying, the issue here is, and same here, you can see that there's bugger all room there, and I've got a lot of mess. So I really need to start thinking about how I'm going to organise myself. Obviously, things like having shelving put up, and really breaking down the project into how am I going to manage this. So things like, if I take the dash out, I'm going to have much more kind of delicate items out of the vehicle. So if I start taking all this dash stuff out, where am I going to put that? I don't have shelving. Of course, when I take the seats out, where am I going to put those? Because ultimately the shell has to be empty for me to completely do the floor fix, the seal fix, and get the whole thing painted, or painted myself. And so this is the issue now that I'm having, and I've got a little bit of time to contemplate this. But so what I've started doing is the items that I'll remove, like such as these the trim and some of the dash items. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean them up, and in fact I've already started cleaning them up. And you can see there they've come out quite nice. So I'm going to clean them up, and then I'm going to put them away and leave them there. So the idea is, every time I remove something, so if I remove the seats, I'll give those a good once over. I'll fix whatever I need to fix on them to the point where I'm happy to put them back in. And then after that, I've got the empty shell. I'll deal with the shell. Then the top half will be done. And theoretically, after that, I can get to the drivetrain. In other words, chassis, axles, motor, gearbox, etc., etc. And that's where the fun will begin. I don't even know how I'm going to hold the body off the chassis yet. I've seen a few different approaches to that. Some of them quite dodgy, others quite sophisticated. Unfortunately, my roof doesn't allow me to really hang anything off that. So it's not a load-bearing thing. Anyway, look, really it comes down to how you approach the project. And I'm just kind of giving you my experiences so far, in that if you rush into something like this, you're going to end up finding a mess all over the place. So my tip is, make sure that you really think about what your storage requirements are, what you're going to work on the vehicle first, what's going to be easier. And of course, all that may change. You might find that you might end up, with an unforeseen thing, then suddenly that needs to change, and that's fine. But from my experience, yeah, look, with working with vehicles, not to this extent though, that you need to really plan it out, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So of course, if you've got any suggestions or ideas or experience in this, I'm happy to hear those. Always happy to hear about other projects such as this, especially if they come from a Land Rover type project. And see how we go. So this is just a bit of an intro. Really, I should have done this right at the beginning, but this is just an intro, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching.